What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is a solo edition of the 1, 2, 3 count a wrestling podcast. Right now, I'm just gonna go real quickly with stuff. I know it's kind of hard to see me, but got family here, so I'm trying to do this quickly so I can go and hang out with these lovely people. We're just gonna go by quickly on some of my opinions on what happened over this last week. So, as we all know, on Monday Night Raw, everybody had some type of flight delays or some type of delays where people couldn't get there on time. The show was mediocre at best. The crowd in Seattle just wasn't into it. We had Rey Mysterio versus Finn Balor, which I thought was a really good match. Dom had a lot of heat against him. And just to keep it going, that Dominic Mysterio is the best heel in WWE right now. We had the whole situation with Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus, seeing that Lita got hurt, which led to the tag team title match of Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. We all knew what was going to happen. Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan ended up winning off of the most devastating move in sports entertainment, the roll up, or how our boy Xavier Woods called it, the backwoods. Didn't they lingered. They lingered too much on like Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus, which then everybody kind of knew Trish Stratus was going to turn on Becky Lynch. Within the whole match, even Corey Graves was saying that there was something off about the match, that they just weren't clicking like most tag team would. So, it is what it is. Hopefully, Raquel and Liv Morgan can feud with BBT, or how we call them, the Beta Bitch Tour of Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. But, it is what it is. Becky Lynch is about to feud with Trish, and Hill Trish is the better Trish than nice Trish. We then had us a house fight, some man meat, slapping man meat, Bobby Lashley versus Bronson Reed. To me, I slightly enjoyed the match. It was very slow pacing, I guess. Just a lot of big moves, big moves. Bobby Lashley tried to put the hurt lock on Bronson Reed. He couldn't. They ended up fighting to the outside, ended up going to a count out, which I'm perfectly fine with the count out at this point. Bobby Lashley shouldn't lose, and Bronson Reed shouldn't lose, at least on TV. So I'm good that they're going to keep this going, and they're going to have a rematch sometime down the road. It did kind of look like Bronson Reed was gassed for a little bit, and also the fans weren't necessarily into the match, besides for the last 30 seconds when the match was over and they were brawling. But I was told that Bronson Reed is just getting over a sickness. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. I can't wait to see the rematch of them. Bobby Lashley definitely deserves to win. And that being said, I'm going to do a side project, or not a side project. I'm just going to jump off to the side real quick. The Hurt Business. So there are no current plans to bring back the Hurt Business. I feel like this is definitely a Vince McMahon thing. Before Vince McMahon, Triple H was setting seeds for them to come back together. But it looks like it's not going to happen. One of the best stables in 2020, the Hurt Business, is hurting for business because Vince McMahon just wants to be a jerk and doesn't care what the fans want to see. Sorry, guys, there's some bugs flying around, so there'll be a lot of me doing the ninja things. No, you guys, yeah, they ain't trying to see me do that. You got a Cody Rhodes promo. I really wanted to get the guys in on this, but they are busy at the moment. But basically, Cody Rhodes was saying that he was sorry for not beating Roman Reigns, that he didn't understand the depths of what Roman Reigns was actually going to do to keep the title at WrestleMania, and that how Paul Heyman is saying that he needs to, and also what Chris and Darius are saying, he doesn't deserve it. He needs to work at it some more so he can deserve the title shot. At which Cody Rhodes told them that he is the it guy. He made it past the dashing, the stardust, the EVP, the working with his friends, coming back, torn pec, all that. A chicken in the ring, which somehow I didn't see, but it is what it is. Also, he told Brock Lesnar that usually when Brock Lesnar sees somebody, Brock Lesnar sees prey. Now, when Brock looks in the mirror, he sees him as the prey. So, Cody Rhodes has issued a challenge for Backlash, not WrestleMania Backlash, Backlash for Brock Lesnar, and he will be there on Monday to accept or deny his challenge. We also had a tag team match with the Usos Alpha Academy. Really good match. You can never go wrong. Sorry, with Alpha Academy or the Usos. Really good match. Push, Mr. Shush, please. Thank you, Chad Gable, to the moon. And I know that is somebody else's catchphrase, but he definitely needs a push. And the main event saw Solo Sikoa versus. Oh, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm sorry. We had a triple threat match with Io Sky, Piper Niven, and Mia Yim. At first, Bayley was supposed to be a part of the match. Thank God Bayley's back. We need Bayley in the WWE. She is WWE. She is the Women's Revolution. But Dakota Sky and Io Sky were like, yo, what is up with this? You shouldn't be getting the title shot. It should be one of us three. So they went. Io Sky was a part of it. Io Sky is the new number one contender for Bianca Belair's Women's Raw title. And I can't wait to see that match because I love them both, and I definitely love Io Sky. Now to the main event. Solo Sikoa versus Kevin Owens. Good match. The Enforcer versus the man who wants to fight everybody. It ended with the Usos coming interfering, which then gave Solo Sikoa the win. But just when you thought that everybody was gone, here comes Matt Riddle and Sami Zayn to make the save for Kevin Owens. And for those asking why Riddle is a part of this, remember, Solo Sikoa did attack Riddle and put him on the shelf. So it would make sense that he would want to come back and get some revenge. Now, on to AEW. We had so many matches go by, but we're just going to focus on a little bit of this week and a little bit of that. Last week, we had the debut of Switchblade. Jay White came and attacked Ricky Starks before his match with Juice Robinson, which on this Thursday or Wednesday, they had claimed that they are the Bullet Club Gold. So we have the Bullet Club Gold. In New Japan, we have the Bullet Club Premium. And in Impact, we have the Bullet Club Light. And in WWE, we just have the club. So just like NWO, Bullet Club has taken over the wrestling industry. I love to see it. But going back to Dynamite, we had Orange Cassidy versus Buddy Murphy, and a great match for the international title. They worked on the fact that they've been attacking Orange Cassidy's hand, so they definitely just Buddy Murphy went after Buddy Matthews. Sorry, went after the hands as much as possible. We had so much go on to the point where I want to say he won with the most devastating move in wrestling. Yeah, he won with a mousetrap. That's how it ended. We had Swerve versus Darby Allin. And for those who have lived underneath a rock, Darby Allin got into a car accident like last week before his match on Rampage. And he still went out there and performed. Darby is a beast. He's an animal. He is not here for a long time, but he's definitely here for a good time. After the match, which he won with the Last Supper, another most devastating move in sports entertainment. MJF came out, which brought out Sting. Sting brought was saying that he is not Darby Allin's dad. He is Darby's cheerleader. So throw palms, stating that people like Cody Rhodes was a coach or a cheerleader for young MJF. Sting also brought up the Wolfpack, my favorite group, Black and Red, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Lex Luger, Conan, Sting himself. He also stated that he's not going to be here for that much longer. He doesn't have championship aspirations, but the person who does is Darby Allin. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Darby Allin versus MJF, but not so much the rest of the pillars. I think the rest of the pillars are a bunch of just cracked. Jungle Boy, Sammy Guevara, just cracked pillars. We don't need them. Just give us the main event that we want: Darby Allin versus MJF. We had the Elite come back, which I really want to talk to the guys about this. Um, I don't know if they are setting up a 6-man tag or an 8-man tag at the next pay per view. My thought process is save the 8-man for Wembley. So at the next pay per view, it will be Wheeler Yuta, Claudio, and John Moxley versus the Elite of the Young Bucks and Hangman Page. Not Hangman Page, Kenny Omega. And then save them bringing in Hangman and Daniel Bryan for the Wembley show. I was talking to somebody, and they were saying that what if they had another 6-man tag set for Wembley, and that was going to be FTR and CM Punk versus the Elite. They're big thought processes, not thought processes, words. They're big, like, there's a big thought that CM Punk is going to soon to return. Will soon be returning to AEW. I'm in the mindset of if it happens, it happens. I'll see it when it does. Until then, I'm going to fantasy book for the people who are there. So the fantasy booking that I have, again, is the 6-man tag at the pay-per-view. And then at Wembley Stadium, we do the 8-man. I know CM Punk has asked for a meeting with the Elite and with Chris Jericho, but at this point, the Elite want nothing to do with him. So again, with that, we'll see how it goes. And then in our main event for Dynamite, we had Chris Jericho versus Keith Lee. So the match was a really good match. I'm just going to skip because we have a little bit to talk about, a lot of bit to talk about with a little bit of time. Strickland, in the beginning, or the middle of the night, said he had some unfinished business, and that was with Keith Lee. Hit him with a brick, which ended up helping Chris Jericho win. Then out comes Adam Cole. Adam Cole had a match with Daniel Garcia last week, which then Chris Jericho came out because he didn't like the way that Adam Cole was celebrating. This week, Adam Cole comes out and buddies up with Keith Lee. And to go full circle, in WWE, they wanted Keith Lee to, instead of being a wrestler, they wanted him to be Keith Lee's manager. Adam Cole to be a wrestler, they wanted him to be Keith. So it's just going full circle in the wrestling business. And now, now my headphones have disconnected, so that is so much fun. I also want to say congratulations to Brian Cage. He recently got a new contract with AEW. As you all have seen, he's been used a lot more. He is Audie's favorite, one of his favorite wrestlers, so it's good to see him back on there. Let's see. He signed a multi-year deal to keep him in AEW and ROH. And yeah, I just can't wait to see all that they have in store for Brian Cage. And yeah, him and the Mogul affiliates and the embassy will be taking over AEW and ROH in no time. Again, I brought up CM Punk wanting to come back. We'll see when it happens. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. There is word that they're trying to start a Saturday show and split up the roster, kind of how doing a Raw SmackDown in my eyes, and having CM Punk work more of the Saturday shows because again, Young Bucks want nothing to do with him. Going back to the WWE, however, King and Queen of the Ring that was supposed to be happening on May 27th is no longer happening. It is now switched to Night of Champions, and we can all guess whose idea that was. I'll give you 3 seconds. Yes, it was Vince McMahon. I know I didn't give you 3 seconds, but like I said, I have a lot to talk about in a short amount of time. Vince McMahon has changed King and Queen of the Ring to Night of Champions, which everybody was speculating who could be the King of the Ring and who could be the Queen of the Ring. I was hoping LA Knight, yeah, would be the King of the Ring, and someone like Io Sky or Mia Yim could be the Queen of the Ring and help get flesh out their characters. And also, I don't know, anything but Night of Champions. That being said, supposedly that day is officially Roman Reigns' 1,000 days as champion. There we go. Words. So I slightly get it, but still, King and Queen of the Ring has been something that the fans have wanted for a long time. It's pushed people like Stone Cold, Bret Hart, Jake the Snake, Owen Hart, Mabel, Booker T, et cetera, et cetera. It's fallen off on the wayside the past few years, especially with Xavier Woods winning it and Vince, stupid idiot McMahon, not giving Xavier Woods the free reins to do what he wanted because I know that it would have been amazing. But it is what it is. Now, Vince McMahon, as we all know, is back in the WWE, and his contract has leaked. Through his employment, he must comply to the company's conflict of interest and code of conduct, plus the WWE's equal opportunity and non-harassment policy. Hopefully, he can do that, and then keep it in his pants, stop messing with people. But we'll see. He has paid back all the money that he owed the WWE so far. And yeah, Vince McMahon, just stop being an old creepy ass man. Fucking weirdo. Fucking looking like the guy from Disney World. What's his name? Walt Disney with his stupid mustache. Just pain in my ass. But there you have it, guys. Hopefully, we'll be back next week and I'll have better lighting. But this has been the 1, 2, 3 Count Wrestling Podcast. See you guys next week. And remember, someone loves you. It's Audie, not me and not Chris. And we will be back next week with another game of Guess That Wrestler, where I try to go 4-1 and Chris tries to eventually get a win. But until then, see y'all later. I'm out.